Hey everyone, Mick here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about snacking, how to control it, and how it affects weight loss and weight management. Now, I'm not going to be talking about the healthy planned snacks that we eat between our regular meals. I'm going to be discussing the unplanned snacks, the ones that we crave that are a little bit less nutritious or healthy, but we still want them because they taste good. When I started tracking my food, I could see that my regular meals were keeping me in a calorie deficit, but my snacking was pushing me back up to maintenance or above, which meant that I was slowing down my weight loss progress. So, by controlling my snacking, either by reducing it or eliminating it completely, I was able to start making progress again. So these are the 10 tips that I implemented to help me control my snacking. Tip 1, allowing all foods. The first big change, no more forbidden foods. I used to always look at foods as either good or bad. And if I ate one of the bad foods, I would get upset, I'd feel guilty, and I'd beat myself up. That mindset had to change. I needed to get to the point where I wouldn't feel bad or guilty anymore if I had a couple of cookies or a little bit of ice cream or a little bit of dessert. So I started to allow myself to have the foods that I wanted without any judgment or guilt. Now, this was very hard to do at first because I didn't trust it. But over time, I realized that if I ate what I wanted in moderation and still stayed within my caloric target ranges, that I could enjoy those foods every once in a while and not derail my progress. Tip number 2, make snacking a choice. I started making the decision to snack a choice instead of it being something that I was allowed or not allowed to do. So instead of saying, oh, I can't have this or I'm not allowed to have this, I now say to myself, I can have this if I choose to. And then I would ask myself questions like, do I really want this now? Or would I rather save the calories? Or is there a healthier or lower calorie option that I could have instead? And by doing this, by asking these questions, I was actually surprised how many times I ended up either skipping the snack or going for a healthier or lower calorie option. Tip number 3, take the time to enjoy the snack. In the past, when I used to snack, I would eat the food so fast, I would barely taste it, and it would be gone in an instant. And I usually would never feel satisfied from that, and I would end up eating even more of it. Now, when I snack, I make sure that I take the time to enjoy it. Now I slow down, I eat smaller bites, I leave more time between bites, and I really take the time to taste it and enjoy the food. This has allowed me to feel much more satisfied, and because of this, I find that I end up eating less. Tip number 4, manage the portions. Just because I'm allowing myself to eat those foods that I crave doesn't mean it's an excuse for me to go crazy and overindulge. In the past, when I would eat something that I was not allowed to have, I would eat huge amounts of it because I would tell myself, oh, you're not allowed to have this, so eat as much as you can to get it out of your system because after this, you're not allowed to have it for a very long time. Of course, this never worked. But now I know that I can have the foods that I crave again if I want them. So I don't have that need or that desire to eat a huge amount in one sitting. Plus, by taking the time to enjoy it, I find that I'm much more satisfied while I'm eating less. All of this has allowed me to manage my portions and to eat smaller amounts overall. And it's also eliminated those huge dieting swings that I used to get. Tip number 5, keep tempting foods out of the house. Over the years, I've learned which foods I'm tempted by and that I tend to just go overboard with. So I make sure I don't keep them in the house. If I keep a box of cookies or a carton of ice cream in the house, I just don't have the self-control to just eat a little bit. So if they're in the house, I'm gonna eat it. But at the same time, I do want to have them every once in a while. So when I really want them, I have set it up so I have to get in the car, drive to the store, and actually buy them. And when I go and buy them, I always buy a small little portion. I never buy a big box because I want to make sure that I don't overindulge. Having to actually go out to the store to get the snack if I really want it has added an extra obstacle that helps me limit how much of the food that I actually eat. Plus, it's completely taken away the option of having it so easily accessible where I could quickly grab it and eat it. Tip number 6, eliminating the little bites. In the past, I used to always grab a little bite of something here or there, and I just never really thought that those little bites really made that much of a difference. But once I started tracking my food, I could see that as I tracked those little bites, how much those calories started to add up. And for me, a lot of times one little bite usually led to a lot more bites, and that usually would turn into a binge. So one little bite might not make that much of a difference, but if that one little bite becomes many, it can derail your progress. Now I remind myself that the calories in those little bites count and that I need to track them. Plus, I'm trying to be a lot more mindful about what I'm eating, so whenever I'm about to take a little bite of something, I just try to pause and I ask myself questions like, do I really want this? And are the calories worth it? And then, based on the answers to those questions, helps me determine whether I want to eat it or not. Tip number 7, have options for snacking. Over time, I've created some options that give me flexibility over my snacking. Option 1 is to work your snack into your existing calorie ranges. Or if you get to the end of the day and you have calories left over, feel free to snack. If I'm still within my calorie targets for the day, I'm still losing weight, even if some of the things that I'm eating are less healthy. Option 2, if I don't have calories to work with, but I still want to snack, but I'm not really craving something very specific, then I'll try to see if I could find a healthier or lower calorie option. And option 3, if I don't have the calories to spare, but I'm craving something very specific, I'll allow myself to have it, but in a smaller portion, and really make sure that I take the time to enjoy it. Having some extra calories on some days is really not an issue. Remember, to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit over time. I personally look at my weekly calories and figure out what my daily average is. And that's the number I'm shooting for to be in my target range. Some days it might be up a little bit more, some days it might be a little bit less. Having these options has given me some guidelines and flexibility of what to do. And all of these options help me eat less than I used to in the past. Tip number 8, find healthy alternatives that you enjoy. Instead of cutting out snacks completely, try to find lower calorie options that you enjoy. For example, I love sweet snacks, so lately at night I started taking some blueberries and putting them in some low-fat yogurt. I found that it's something that I actually enjoy and it's lower in calories. Or if you're looking for something crunchy, try having some air pop popcorn instead of some chips. Experiment and find something that works for you. The key is to find something that you really like, so this way you don't feel like you're missing out. Tip number 9, reduce cravings. So here are some additional things that I've found that help me reduce my cravings. First, I avoid very restrictive diets. I find that whenever I'm on them, my cravings just increase. Also, eating more protein and fiber helps slow digestion. So eating more of those in your diet helps you feel more satisfied and have less cravings. Also, make sure you stay hydrated. A lot of times what we feel as hunger is actually thirst. So before you grab a snack, drink a glass of water and wait a few minutes. You might not have been hungry, just dehydrated. Now, these things might not completely eliminate your cravings, but I do feel they help reduce them. Tip number 10, identify your triggers. Ask yourself why you snack. For me, snacking was always emotional. So whenever I get cravings, I ask myself questions like, am I really hungry? Why do I want to eat? And what emotion am I actually feeling in that moment? Now, I found it very helpful to keep track of when and why I snack. And you could do that in a journal, or I did it in my notes app on my phone because it was always with me. Doing this helped me notice patterns. It gave me a better understanding about why I'm looking to snack, and it helped me keep my snacking under control. So there you have it, 10 tips that help me control my snacking. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what I had to say, click the like button, subscribe, remember to stay active, and I'll see you in the next video.